Yo, what's going on? My name is Mike Yates. I am a part of the Reinvention Lab at Teach for America. I lead our AI effort at the lab, which I'm really excited to do at this moment in time in history. And I'm excited to share with you what my moonshot for AI in education is. I think my moonshot is that we use AI to finally reinvent the way that we do learning. And this will happen in three different ways. Number one is access. And this means that we're finally turning the tables around with respect to emerging technology. The people who were once constituents will become the builders and the ones who shape the strategies and the moments and the way that this technology will eventually look. We're putting power in the hands of the user as opposed to the software company or the software developer. For the first time, maybe in human history, to get the most out of an emerging technology, the only thing that you really need to know is English. So this means that we, organizations like the Reinvention Lab, AI EDU, AI in Education, ASU, GSV, Edtalk, Inside, all of these organizations that we always see at conferences and whatnot, it's our responsibility now to put the education in the hands of the people, meaning educators and students, to give them power by teaching them how to build their own AI solutions and tools instead of how to leverage what is being built for them or at them. So I really see access as us transforming who is in the driver's seat of these emerging technologies and innovation. That's way number one. Way number two is radical personalization. I have been tinkering around with AI and personalization since before it was cool in school, and every innovation that has excited me in the school world for about the last 5 to 7 years has something to do with the personalization of learning, not necessarily the individualization, but the personalization of learning. I had the great pleasure of helping to build a school where we leaned heavily on adaptive learning software to replace direct instruction. We did not replace the teacher, we did not replace the school building, but we replaced direct instruction by having a bunch of students working on their own pace, on their own subject, on their own task, all in the same building. We saw what radical personalization could mean, leveraging AI before we had Gen AI. What this means is that you can use platforms like Khan Academy and Khanmigo. You can lean on literacy platforms like Literal, which is smartly using AI within their platform to continue to help students love to read. You can lean on data, like deep data reporting from Newsella, that can help you pinpoint exactly where a student is, what help they need, how you're going to intervene as an educator or a parent. It means that we're using this emerging technology of generative AI to get more data points, insights, and personalized learning experiences for our students. I think what's really important with this radical personalization is that these developers and companies understand that AI for the sake of AI actually means nothing. The example I want to give you, and maybe I would call this the exemplar, is this app that I mentioned earlier. It's called Literal. Literal is an app that once took books and translated the books into a text message interface. They found that this presentation of text message interfaces was helping young people learn to love to read. A book wasn't cutting it. The assigned lecture material wasn't cutting it. A PDF wasn't cutting it. They needed a different format. Well, over the years, Literal has continued to reach more and more students with this simple innovation. And they just pressed go recently on some new AI features. And as I was sitting with Lawton, who's one of the Literal founders, and he's telling me about the AI features that they're implementing, the first thing that came to mind for me, and I said it out loud to him, was, man, this is not just AI for AI's sake. I commend Literal and companies like them that waited and watched and learned and really thought deeply about what their users needed and how they could apply generative AI within their platform and the innovation that they were already building. So I hope, in terms of radical personalization, we actually see companies start to wait and to watch and to intelligently and contextually apply generative AI to the innovation that they were already working on before this generative AI hype wave came. And that leads me to my last point. I think if we do access and we do radical personalization well, I actually think, legitimately, that we might, for the first time in human history, see the real reinvention of learning. We might see a system where students and parents and teachers all have a different level of power than they have currently in today's system. We might see a system where parents and teachers can share insights in live time, where students can also see those insights, and where all three parties can use those to create the exact learning plan that not only a student needs, but that interests a student to pull them through the learning experience. I think generative AI has the potential to force us to ask these really, really hard questions of ourselves as educators, as parents, as teachers, as students. Like, what is the role of a teacher? What is the role of a student? Like, what does it mean to be an expert in a world where not just information, but highly contextualized and personalized information is available to you in the palm of your hand, or on your headset, or in your glasses, or on your goggles? Like, what do all those questions mean? I think if we get down to answering those questions, then we really may see, for the first time, in a system that is over 100 years old without major change or innovation, we might see for the first time the actual reinvention of learning. A system that looks unrecognizable to people of the past. One that, dare I say, would make certain parties uncomfortable. One that I think students would thrive and love to come to school in. One that I think parents would feel safe to send their kids to. One that I think educators would love going to work in. So this is my big moonshot moment. I think it's about access. I think it's about radical personalization. And I think it's about answering the hard questions to, for the first time ever, truly reinvent learning. Hey, thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Amanda, you're amazing for putting this on. Appreciate y'all. Peace. We got work to do.